Taurus, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Taurus love reading. Today we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in May 2024. I'm going to get one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Taurus, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom, the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what's the mutual point of interest between Taurus and their romantic person of interest, May 2024. What's going on with you, Taurus? Not looking bad so far. What's going on with Taurus as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in May 2024, please? Okay, come here. Let's take a look at your person. What's going on with Taurus's romantic person of interest as it relates to Taurus and their romantic person? Right, the connection between the two of them, I should say. Oh, behind you. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, the 3 of Cups. Okay, this could mean a couple of different things. This is Cancer energy. The first meaning of this is it can be about being united and celebrating, as in being together. It can also be about being reunited and celebrating, as if you were not together at some point and now getting back together. The 3 cups can also represent a third-party love triangle, because we do have 3 cups of love in the picture here. Oh, I have strength right behind that. This is a Leo Major Arcana card. This card usually means that there is a very difficult situation that is happening here, and it's taken all of someone's internal strength in order to make it through this difficult spot. It's about having the strength to make it through it, but it's kind of about being forced to dig down deep inside yourself and find that strength and tap into it and actually use it. It's kind of like being forced to do that. It can also represent trying to tame this beast inside yourself, or one of you doing that, as in like there's a piece of me that is like wanting to move really fast on something, and that's me trying to like rein that piece of me in, hold that piece of myself back, like get it under control and not let myself make some decision that would be some kind of a mistake later. So it could be an internal struggle against a piece of yourself or your person doing that. And I have the Queen of Swords here. This is Libra energy. This is about speaking the truth on something and then cutting off the thing or the person that's no longer in your best interest anymore. This is kind of like the off with your head queen. She usually represents the severing of a connection having happened. So I could take this. We had a third party show up in this connection, and it's created a very difficult spot because someone couldn't rein themselves in, and now the truth has come out about that. The truth has been spoken, and now there's this severing taking place. Or I could read this as if we had some sort of a severing taking place between the two of you at some point, and it's been very difficult to make it through that, and this could be a reconciliation, like being reunited and celebrating. Or it could even be, hey, I cut you off, but now I'm finding myself like really struggling against a piece of myself and trying to hold myself back from reconciliation and getting back together. That will become more clear as we go along, but that's like the overall gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in May 2024. It doesn't always affect you the same way. Like sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences, or even vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and it makes you feel or behave this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's something external that happens and it's affecting you both. But the shared energy here is the Sun. This is the other Leo Major Arcana. So we've got both of them right here. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Like, it's really hard to get a better card than this in a relationship reading. Now, the other thing so this doesn't look like third party if we're looking at it from that context. However, the other meaning to the Sun is it is the card that comes after the moon in the sequence of the cards. So when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Like, things can be hidden in the dark. Secrets can be kept. And the next step is the sun comes up and now it's not dark anymore. So anything that was kind of lurking around in the darkness gets illuminated, it gets exposed, and you can see it. So that could be, again, like I could take this both ways. I didn't go far enough. Under that Queen of Swords, there's the moon, which, yeah, can represent secrets being kept, but it can also represent fear, worry, and anxiety, usually like based around uncertainty, not being able to see the full path in front of me. Now that we've had this severing here, it could even be that I knew the truth and we severed this connection, but there could have been something that you didn't quite know. Hard to tell at this early stage, which is not uncommon at all. That at the beginning, I don't understand what the hell this is trying to tell me. I got to like pin down into a couple different things it could be, but let's clarify the sun now. Tell me what's going on with the sun. Why is that here is the shared energy between Taurus and their person, please. Here. Ooh, here. On the bottom of the deck, we have the moon. Okay, so clearly we got that kind of an energy here. I didn't go down far enough. It's here. Judgment happens to be the next card, which is like a final decision. That's either a decision about calling it dead and over with, or again, about resurrecting it and bringing it back from the dead. So I can't tell yet if we're talking about a third party kind of got this clipped off and killed it and there was a secret about that, or if we're talking about reconciliation and getting back together and having a hard time because there's something I can't see yet, and I'm not sure if that's the right path, or is that an illusion? That's what we're talking about here. Have the Eight of Wands behind that, Sagittarius energy. This is very fast-moving energy. This is the second fastest energy in the deck. The only thing faster than this is the Chariot. So this can be rapid back and forth, passionate communication. It can be rapid forward movement or progress on something there's a lot of passion and desire for. It can even represent travel over distances, or even just like a whole lot of energy coming at you all at one time. It's like so much is happening all at once. It's hard to deal with it. It's hard to process it all. So it can feel like a very overwhelming amount of external stuff coming at you. And that could even just be the uncertainty itself. Like, see, when the moon's out, it's dark out, so it's hard to see the path that you're on. You can't see the full path in front of you. It's easy to get turned around and lost and not sure, am I on the right path still, or was this even the right path to begin with? So just like that kind of uncertainty can cause fear, worry, and anxiety here. And that in and of itself can be very overwhelming. I got Eight of Pentacles behind that, so I got 2 8s in a row. The Strength card is the 8 of the major arcana. I don't know if 888 has any meaning for you or not, but this is Virgo energy. It's the card of work, putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something to get what you want, or having the willingness to put in the work on something here. Yeah, got some confusion behind that. Scorpio energy. 7 of Cups is options and choices and confusion about the options and choices, and I don't want to make a mistake and pick the wrong thing. And there's a lot of different ways this could go. There's a lot of emotions involved here. The clouds of smoke can represent emotional confusion. It can represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making. It can represent there's obscured vision here and there's something I can't see. It can even be someone trying to blow smoke up your ass and blow a smoke screen and make it so that you can't see everything that's going on, especially when I have the moon here. But this is feeling like some communication came in quick about working on things, and now suddenly I'm confused. And at the same time, if this is reconciliation, there is also an element of happiness tied to the idea of being reunited here. When I clarify the sun, I get the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Ace of Pentacles is a physical, tangible, new opportunity presenting itself here. It's not an idea or a concept. It's like an actual physical opportunity, something you can touch here. This is the seed of abundance. It has the potential to grow into the 10 of Pentacles that we all want, that maximum stability, abundance, and prosperity. The combining together of two people or two families and all their assets and resources is like building a life together. This has the potential to grow into that. It's not that in and of itself. It's an ace. It's an opportunity. You got to grab it and do something with it, or it's just empty potential. So we have an opportunity here to get something that would be happiness. And again, I could take it as something was hidden in the dark, And the thing that was being hidden in the dark is now being illuminated, and you can see that there was a physical opportunity. If I'm talking about third party, physical opportunity could be as simple as I'm going to be at this location on this day at this time, and now there's a physical opportunity to do something. I know this is probably feeling weird so far, but I'm feeling like I'm picking up two distinct messages from the same cards. Hopefully that clears itself out and it makes more sense and picks a path here, but it could be as simple as it's one way for you and the other way for the very next Taurus that watches this after you. But I got King of Swords next. This is either Aquarius or Gemini energy. This is a decision-making energy, but it's someone who, when they make their decisions, they're very logical and rational and, conscious mind, thinking oriented. They do not consult their emotions when they decide things. They don't consult their intuition. It's what's the truth, what's the facts, what's right in front of me. I do have Queen of Swords 3 deep. This would be like two people that used to be together. Like that's kind of how that energy works. Like King and Queen of Cups or Wands or Pentacles are usually people that are together or are matches for each other. King of Swords and Queen of Swords, they used to be together. I don't actually have Queen of Swords out here, but it's almost feeling like reconciliation, and it could even not be A or B. Is it reconciliation or third party? It could be both of those things at the same time. There could have been a third party in the past, and that's what led to the separation between the two of you. And now we could be talking about combining back together at the same time, and that's why it's confusing for me here. But Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. This is about holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. So there is an element of happiness here that I still don't want to let go of. There's also this not wanting to let go of logic and reason and common sense here. Could even be not wanting to let go of an opportunity, but there is some kind of a barrier in the way. This Nine of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is a defensive energy. This is about, it's the wounded warrior, so he's been hurt and he's trying to heal, which is why he's built this wall around himself. It's a defense. It's his way of protecting himself so he doesn't get hurt anymore, continue to get hurt or get hurt again. He's trying to heal and move on. So this tells me that someone has been hurt here, and there's probably an emotional wall that you're using to protect yourself. Sometimes this can just represent that there is a barrier in the way. Again, I will freely admit to you, I'm not 100% sure exactly what the hell I'm talking about right now. So this will clarify itself more as I go through your energy, because then I'll be able to see how it applies to you. I'll come back to that again as I go through your person's energy, and I'll see how it applies to them. Doesn't always affect you the same way. For you, Taurus, the first card is always going to be the most important. You got the Empress. Central to your energy is the Five of Wands. And your final card is the Two of Pentacles. Looking very undecided about something here. The Empress is the mother of the tarot deck. She is perpetually pregnant, so she's always giving birth to something. So in a relationship reading, she represents the birth of something new, or sometimes the rebirth of a connection. Again, that's not really helping me here. It's not clarifying anything, because we could be talking about rebirthing it as in reconciling, or some new person got brought in and now there's 3 cups. So tell me about this Empress, please. Tell me about the Empress. All we got here is the first card, Taurus. Okay, come here. On the bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. Not looking too promising here. This is sometimes called the player of the tarot deck. So it can be a person that's a player. It's a fast moving energy again. It's like rushing forward and taking some rapid, passionate action on something there's passion or desire for. So this can be a wishy-washy in and out kind of an energy. It can be that person that comes rushing in all passionately and tells you everything you want to hear so they can get what they want. And then they rush off somewhere else and do the same thing there, and they come back and forth between two people. I got what could be a third party out here. I got some secret that gets illuminated. Birth of something new could totally be we're dealing with a player. This can also represent wishy-washy energy in the sense of it's someone who decides that they want something, And at first they want it really bad, and they're taking all this rapid, passionate action trying to get the thing that they want. And then something happens and they pull back and they go a different way. So it can be someone who like doesn't stay fully committed to what they say they want. They change their mind, which out here in your energy, 5 of Wands and 2 of Pentacles are both also cards that could indicate, yeah, a piece of me wants this, but another piece of me wants something different, or I'm like, can't make my mind up. So this could even just be this idea of rebirthing the connection. You've seen some stuff and maybe now you're wishy-washy about it. Like 1 minute you want it and the next minute you don't. I do have the Hierophant behind that. That is the Taurus Major Arcana card. This is a card of commitment and taking things to the next level, being committed to something bigger than you. In a relationship, this is being fully committed to the relationship, taking it to the next level. This is a card of like engagements and marriage. Justice behind that. This is the Libra Major Arcana card. This is a card about, it's the most powerful card of balance, but it's about doing like the right, fair, just thing. The sword that's in that card is used to cut away something that's not in balance so balance can be restored and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. So this card usually shows up when something unfair and unjust is going on, or when there's something that's out of balance, that this is the sign that it needs corrected or that something is going to be corrected about it. Even when I have a card about marriage and a card about justice at the same time, that could be that there was a divorce here and now we're talking about rebirthing it. Or it could be like this was not fair to the commitment, and this could be about the need to rebalance the commitment, to balance it back out. I do have the Fool behind that. That's about taking the blind leap of faith on something. This is card 0, the first card of the Major Arcana, the first card of the whole tarot deck. It's legitimately a new beginning. And it's about just, I don't need to know what all the steps are before I take the first step. I don't need to know what the final end result is going to be before I take the first step. This is about just saying, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for it. And it's like leaping off the cliff and worrying about how to grow wings on the way down. I'm just going to do this and figure out how it goes, because we do have this wishy-washy energy here and 3 of Cups out here, and I've seen the Moon twice, and I got a card that could be something unfair is going on. The Fool can represent foolish behavior, unnecessary risk-taking, taking risks outside of the connection, starting some new beginning somewhere. Could be something like that. We have a choice behind it. The 2 of Wands is Aries energy of it's like a decision point about what is it that I really want for my life, and which of these 2 paths is going to get me there, and which path do I need to leave behind. I feel like this has given me background information, as in like a new beginning was birthed, a new relationship was birthed, but this has still got feelings of reconciliation to it, even with this 4 of Pentacles out here not wanting to let go of it entirely. Even though you've been hurt, and probably even though logic and reason and common sense are telling you something here. When I clarify the Empress, I get the 8 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, the Emperor. 8 of Cups is Pisces energy. This is about emotionally detaching or physically detaching and walking away. This person is walking away from 8 full cups of love because they think there's something better out there for them. So this is making the decision to walk away from what I have to go down a new path in search of my 9th cup and my 10th cup, my own happiness and wish fulfillment. That true happily ever after for me is like I'm going off and looking for that. I get this a lot when your person has the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence mentality here. That could be why they birthed something new. They thought the grass might be greener over there. Now, when they do this, what they almost always find out is the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. The fence and what side you're on has nothing to do with the grass being green. The grass is green where you water it, where you nurture it, where you pour yourself into it. And they find out it's not better over there, and they almost always try to come back. Which could be, again, why I'm picking up vibes of third party and reconciliation at the same time. I do have the 3 of Swords next, Libra energy, again with the 3s. This is heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. The third energy is not always a romantic third party. It definitely can be, but sometimes it's nosy friends or parents or family members or, anybody that's not you or your person sticking their nose where it doesn't belong can be the third energy. Hell, my business has picked up its own energy at this point. So work can be that energy. Working too much, like watching too much television, partying too much, like anything really can be that third energy. But it's looking like we had a third person involved so far. We got some sort of a heartbreaking thing related to someone detaching and walking away, probably to birth something new. It keeps giving me so many mixed signals here. The Six of Pentacles is Taurus energy. It's a card of balance. So this can be about trying to balance this out because they've walked away and birthed something new. And if we're talking about reconciliation, you would need to balance it out. This can also represent the merchant here, meaning your person giving to two people in the physical sense, which could be explaining this third party and the birth of something new and the fact that I keep seeing 3 cups looking at me over and over again. The Emperor. This is the Aries Major Arcana card. This is an energy of control. It's taking control, taking charge of a situation. This is the person who puts up the boundaries and the barriers. They make the rules. They call all the shots. It's someone who is a master manifester in the sense of they have all the tools and resources they need to put together a plan to get what they want and then execute that plan to get what they want, taking control of something. Man, I don't know if this is trying to tell me your person is in control of all of this. Like they're in control of my happiness. They're in control of whether or not there's a third cup of love or whether we get back together. They're in control of whether they're birthing something new or whether they're rebirthing this with me. They're the one that were setting all the rules when they were walking away and giving to 2 people. Or this could be advice for you in the sense that it's time for you to take control and balance something out and have a good, long, hard look at what you have here, because the advice for 8 of Cups is that this person is only capable of giving you 8 cups. That's like the best they can do. And sometimes this is an energy of recognizing that and making that difficult decision to walk away from 8 cups because you deserve more than 8 cups. There's more than 8 cups out there for you. And this is about you walking away to go find your 9th and your 10th cup because this person can't give it to you. It could be either of those 2 things. And I'm sorry, but that's what I'm feeling here is like I got 2 different messages and still at this point I can't draw the line and say which way it is. Central for your energy is 5 of Wands, Leo energy. 5s are conflict. This is a conflict in your desires, like an internal conflict where a piece of you probably wants to get back with them. And another piece of you is probably being very logical and reasonable and rational and analytical going, dude, look at the facts that are in front of you. Look at the information you have and what you know to be true. There's a reason why you're hurt. There's a reason why you've got your defenses up right now to protect yourself. There's a reason why there's emotional detachment and heartbreak and sadness. So you could have those 2 conflicting pieces where a piece of you wants to get back with them and the other piece of you is going like, are you dumb? So I'm going to clarify that. See what this is trying to tell us. 5 of Wands, please. Why is that the central energy for Taurus in this connection for May 2024, please? Okay. Well, we got a couple flip. Wow. Okay. Yeah, definitely a conflict here. On the bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is most people's goal in the physical reality. Maximum stability, abundance, and prosperity. I alluded to that when I said we got the seed that has the potential to grow into the 10 of Pentacles. This is combining together lives, living together, being married, building a life together, or at least going down the path toward that. And then we have the Hermit. This is Virgo's major arcana card. This is a card of withdrawal and isolation. This is usually communication shutting down entirely. If it's not entirely shut down, it's vastly different than it used to be. Fewer and farther between, shorter. This is also an energy of someone who is like looking inside themselves. They've been forced inside themselves to do soul searching and deep inner reflection and contemplation, trying to figure out what to do moving forward. It's supposed to be about what inside of me do I need to make adjustments to so that I can move forward, because there's something in my shadow that's either causing a problem for me or holding me back or keeping me stuck on something. And this is about having the courage to go looking for what is that exactly. Let me face it. Let me deal with it. And then I have the Two of Swords. This is Libra energy of a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. The person on the card is trying to decide between these two swords, and they can't because they have a blindfold on. They can't see. So sometimes that can represent I don't have enough information, and that's why I haven't made the decision. I don't think that's true. I've got the King of Swords out here. He's the pinnacle of the information suit. I've also seen the Queen of Swords, and that's she who knows the truth. She's seen it already. I've got the Sun, something being illuminated. The other meaning to that, the blindfold, can represent someone having blinders on. In other words, there's something that I don't want to see. I don't want to look at that. I don't want that to be one of the things that are on the table to make a choice between. So I'm in denial about something. I'm refusing to see something or choosing not to look at it, and that's preventing a decision from getting made. There's options and choices. Sometimes this can also represent it is not your decision. I have seen the Emperor out here, which feels like them. It could be that they have the decision about what we're going to do here. But if that's the case, I don't know that you would have this internal conflict like that. This is almost feeling like there's a piece of you that can't decide something, or maybe there's a piece of you that doesn't want to look at something. I'm not sure yet, but this is looking like you doing soul searching about either marriage or combining together lives, doing soul searching and looking like you're undecided about that, which is probably why there's the internal conflict. And that internal conflict can even be between your head and your heart. I've got the King of Swords out here. So, and your heart looks like it has some swords through it right now. When I clarify that internal conflict, I get the Devil, the Empress again, the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. So like, okay, dude, like really? I've got 3 of the 4 tens right here. These are completion energies. I've got 3 completions here, and also the Empress, like rebirthing it here. So it's like, again, internal conflict. Is this done, or can we start over? And with the Devil being the first clarifier, this is Capricorn's major arcana card. This is an energy of control. To me, there's 2 of those in the deck, the Emperor and the Devil. This is about being in control. And this is about something having control over you not being in control over it. You can see the 2 people on the card are the same 2 people from the Lover's card. But here they have chains around their neck. They're chained to that podium the Devil is sitting on. And being in this distorted energy, this toxic environment where they're trapped and they can't escape from something, it's changing who they are. It's distorting them. They've grown horns and tails. This represents toxicity, either like there's an element of the connection that's toxic, there's toxicity around you or around the connection. This could be an element of your person's shadow showing up over here, or an element of your shadow showing up over here. What I mean by shadow is like we all have these pieces of ourselves that we don't really like, and we don't want to be that way, and we don't want other people to see that, and we don't even want to see it ourselves. So we try to repress it, and we push it down and hide it and pretend like that isn't a piece of who I am, and we try to ignore it like that's going to make it go away. But it is there, and it does have influence, and it has a message to deliver to us. And when we ignore it, it starts to do crazy stuff unconsciously and like take control of us and make us do shit that we don't even realize we're doing sometimes. It a lot of times will come from a person having been hurt at some point in the past, and they never really properly addressed what happened. They didn't deal with the hurt, the pain. They didn't sit with that and get the message from it. They just kind of pushed it down and pretended like it didn't happen, pretended like everything's okay, and I'm just going to go on and pretend like that didn't happen. But it did happen, and there was a pain, and it didn't get healed, and now it's causing a problem, whatever that is. This could also even just be indicating that you're having an internal conflict because there's so much pull to this connection for you that you feel like you can't escape from it, almost feeling trapped by it. Especially when you got the Empress with it again. It's like there's definitely some stuff that happened that should not have happened, and there's still this can be obsession or addiction to something, obsessing about rebirthing the connection. A piece of me is like, a piece of you might be doing that, and then a piece of you is stuck in the heartbreak and trying to emotionally detach, but then there's still right beside the Five of Wands, that internal conflict, is the Empress, and in the same column with it is the Empress again. So birthing something new or rebirthing this connection with them, like being reunited with them, is something that's definitely part of that internal conflict. And I think this is the other piece of it. The Ten of Swords is Gemini energy of a swift, painful ending. Sometimes it's an ending you don't see coming. Sometimes it's an ending in betrayal. But no matter how you slice this energy, it's an ending. It does not take 10 swords to kill a dude, but he's got 10 swords in him. This is not, I'm going to go to the hospital and get some stitches and I'll be fine. No, this is like, it's dead, dude. There is no bringing that back. Yet it's tied to birthing something new or rebirthing it. Like mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, CPR, that ain't going to help this person because he's deader than a doornail. And I think logic and reason is probably telling you that, but that other piece is like, nope, I'm holding on to this and I don't want to let go of it. And I'm looking for an opportunity here, and I see an opportunity here to get my happiness back. 10 of Cups is Pisces energy. This is everyone's goal in love and relationships. Like these two cards right here are cards people would try to pay me extra for in a personal reading if they could slide me an extra $10 under the table and make sure that the good cards come out. These are two of them that they would ask for. This is like the happily ever after that we all want, that happy fairy tale love connection we all want, where two people are together and they're pouring their love into each other and everyone's happy and fully fulfilled and fully in love. It's like what you would want. But it's like this card gets more people in trouble than any other card in tarot because we all want that so badly. We will ignore red flags. We'll go straight Two of Swords on shit and go, nope, I didn't see that. If that red flag is true, then this true love shit with that person can't be true. And I want that to be true. So I ignore the red flags. I sweep their bullshit under the rug and pretend like it didn't happen. I've gotten that feeling a couple of times here. When I have these two cards together, it's screaming that idea of happily ever after with them, the actual being together and pouring yourselves into each other, that's dead and over. And I think that was at their hand. But with the 10 of Cups in the same column as the Devil can be an illusion. It can be something masquerading as the thing you want it to be, and it looks just like it, so much so that it has you tricked into thinking that's what you have. When in reality, you've got this. It just has this wrapper on the outside, and it's a wrapper that's good enough to convince you that that's what it is. It probably doesn't convince everyone around you. It probably doesn't convince the people that care about you the most, but it's enough to convince you simply because you want that to be true so bad that it's easier to trick you, where the other people don't have the same level of emotional intensity about it as you do. I think that's part of what the internal conflict is about here. And again, this is telling me that you've been hurt and you have your defenses up, but this is also telling me that there is a barrier in your way here, and the barrier is holding on to something that you don't want to let go of, when logic and reason and facts are probably telling you that this isn't quite the opportunity that you think it is, because you've already seen too much. But again, there's still that element of like a lot of happiness tied to this person and tied to the connection with them and tied to the idea of rebirthing it and getting it back. I've got rebirthing it twice here. Final card for you, Taurus, Two of Pentacles, more Capricorn energy. This is a decision. It's a decision between these two things that I can't have both of, and I have to pick one, and I'm weighing my options. I'm looking at the pros and cons, like, do I or don't I? Do I take this one or that one? Like, and it's like back and forth, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Can't make my mind up. Probably switching, Monday I wanted this one, and by Wednesday, nope, I'm going this way. Internal conflict. Can't make my mind up. Now, the other meaning to this card can represent someone juggling two people in the physical sense. I do have Three of Cups, third cup brought into the situation. Birth of something new twice. That ended the togetherness and the full love. And Two of Pentacles, please. I can't tell still if this reading is here for someone who is, this is like the third party thing is happening for them right now, or if I'm reading for someone who their person is trying to come back and they're undecided about whether or not to do that again, or if it's someone who has had both of those things happen, like they had third party, we broke up, and now they're trying to come back, or if this is someone who I'm reading for potentially who is still stuck on that person that did that to them and still stuck on the idea of getting back together with them, even when there's toxicity and a lot of pain and incorrect behavior involved. I'm not sure which, so take it however it resonates. When I clarify Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck is Justice. This is, again, the Libra Major Arcana card. It's telling me that something is out of balance and it needs corrected. This is a card of balance, but it's more about maintaining my balance or getting my balance back once I've lost it. This would be something's out of balance, something needs cut away to restore balance, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. So it could even mean something unfair happened and unjust, which was the third cup and juggling two people. Knight of Wands, it's the player. There's no way that I can possibly say there was not a third party in what I'm reading. There's no possible way I could say that. The Hierophant. So that's the unfair thing. There was player activity. There was passionate actions being taken during the commitment here. Whether that's you were married with them or going down that path or viewed them as that way, like someone that I could marry, there was a commitment between the two of you. You were in a committed connection. I've seen 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups, so no doubt about that. But there was something going on that was fishy in the background. The High Priestess, in and of herself, she could represent information that hasn't been revealed yet. She can represent a secret, something you don't know about, but she also represents your intuition. Those intuitive hits, those gut feelings, the signs, I can tell something's wrong and I don't know exactly what it is. I can't put my finger on what it is, but I know something's up. It's that kind of an energy. And it's probably related to them juggling two people, but this can also represent that I'm back and forth here about whether or not we can balance this back out and balance this commitment out. And you might be back and forth about that. And you could even still be feeling pulled to this person. This could be feeling guided towards something. It's awfully far down and it's got a defensive energy with it. So to me, this would not really actually be my intuition is guiding me back to this person. And I know that that's the right thing. This is a defense. It's that defense mechanism. I'm being defensive about that. This to me really feels like someone who is trying to rationalize something. And they have these really strong feelings that this is the one for me. And this is like being defensive to protect those feelings. Like if that's how I'm picking this up is accurate, I'm triggering the shit out of somebody with everything I'm saying. And they're probably cussing me out right now. You don't understand. I love him and spirit guides me to him. I can hear it right now. That's not what's happening though for that person. Whoever that is that's for. That is not what's happening. Spirit is not guiding you back to this person. It's an illusion. It's a trap. It's It's not what you think it is. It's not what you want it to be. And this isn't spirit guiding you back to it. This is your own internal, unconscious, for lack of a better word, bullshit. And you're bullshitting yourself, and you're getting defensive, trying to protect something that you don't even have and isn't even what you think it is. Sorry, I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm not trying to trigger anyone, but that needed to be said to somebody. When I clarified Two of Pentacles, I get King of Wands, the Sun, the Lovers, the World, and the Seven of Pentacles. A lot of extra cards here. I normally get 3. I got 4 for each of your first 2 columns, and I just got 5 here. King of Wands is Leo or Sagittarius energy, depending on how you view that. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person and knows exactly what he wants, and he goes after it. He does not take no for an answer. He's not going to let obstacles stop him. These little walls that get in the way, that ain't going to cut it, because he's going to find a way to get what he wants, or he's going to make a way to get what he wants. Very driven, determined, motivated, ambitious. Shit. It's also the pinnacle of the wand suit. And the wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male you-know-what, and using that to be intimate and sexual energy and sex and all the stuff you would need to have a third cup of love brought into the picture. Seen the player quite a few times, and this King of Wands is laying right next to the devil. Obsessive energy tied to the wand. This is somebody who maybe not a sex addict, possibly a sex addict, but this could be somebody that's got way too much importance tied to the wand and what you do with the wand, and so much so that it could control them. This could even be you're viewing them as this very attractive, charming, charismatic person, which is probably why they're able to dupe you and get you sucked in and trap you. It could even be you have a very high amount of passion and desire for this person. It could be any of that stuff. Sun is the Leo major arcana here, and just the overall, the shared energy between the two of you that's affecting you both. Again, happiness is tied to this person. Happiness is tied to the desire and the attraction you have or receive from them. But it's also something being illuminated, which is the way he was behaving here, and the fact that he's juggling 2 people and got 3 cups of love into this thing. What's being illuminated here is the birth of something new and the third energy that's causing the heartbreaking situation I'm reading about here. Next, to clarify that Two of Pentacles is the Lovers. This is the Gemini major arcana card. This is a powerful connection in terms of how you feel about it. I do have to be clear, because there are so many readers that tell you this card means twin flames when it doesn't have shit to do with twin flames. And this is a card that is about the interconnectedness between people, and they can't make decisions without it affecting you, and vice versa. That goes for individual relationships. That goes for humanity as a whole. Like, look at the craziness in the world right now. One country can't shoot a nuclear bomb off without it affecting everybody. It's that kind of a connection. Interconnectedness, I mean. A long time ago, before it was called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So it represents a choice in a powerful love connection, or a choice between more than one lover. Oh man, that's another thing that's getting exposed, that there's more than one lover here. The more than one lover is what brings the Ten of Swords, this swift ending you didn't see coming, the ending in betrayal. Same column, giving to 2 people in the physical sense. And yeah, man. The World. This is the final card of the major arcana. We've already seen the Fool at some point earlier, the first card. This is the end. This is the complete cycle between the 2 of you. The ending of one cycle, and at the same time, the next beginning, starting over at the Fool again. In terms of zodiac signs, that's the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. I've got a choice between lovers causing the ending of a cycle and the beginning of the next cycle. I've got the ending of a cycle of the 10 of Cups, the happily ever after, in the beginning of the next cycle. And the Emperor being in control of all of that. The Emperor has control of your happily ever after in this. That's another reason I'm feeling the devil here, is because something has control over something very important to you, your own happily ever after, your own happiness. Some other person has that. I got to say this again and again. I swear to God, I'm not trying to trigger anyone. I'm just trying to help so you can see, so you can get the insight that I'm being given, so you can make the best decisions for yourself. But this is looking like a situation where your happiness was attached onto some external person. And happiness doesn't come from an external person. Happiness comes from inside you. Think about it. Like, happiness is an emotion. Emotions are chemicals that are made in your body that affect your brain. Happiness is literally a chemical that you make in your own body. And I can't make that chemical for you because I'm not connected to your brain and the systems that create the chemicals in your body. You are. So your real happiness comes from inside yourself, not from outside of you. And this looks like a case where someone else is in control of your happiness and your happily ever after, because like that got attached to them instead of recognizing it came from you. I don't have 9 of Cups in your energy anywhere. Haven't seen 9 of Cups anywhere. That would be when all of my love and wholeness and worthiness of love, happiness, it's all coming from inside me, not outside me. 7 of Pentacles is the final clarifier here. More Taurus energy. This is a period of time where you're pausing to reflect and take stock of this connection, take stock of this whole situation that you're in. It's about looking at these 7 seeds that were planted between the two of you and trying to decide, is this ever going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles that I really want? That us building a life together for real that I really want? Should I continue putting in all my time, effort, and energy into this, or should I cut my losses and move on? So this is that period of time where you're pausing to reflect about that after the ending of the cycle between the two of you happened. That's the only card here. I've read these to you in columns and then connected them together in rows as I went along. And this is the only row that has nothing else to go with this card. It's just a period of time where you're either reflecting on the relationship and deciding whether or not to reinvest in it or cut it off and move on. Or this can even be a period of time where you're waiting on something to pan out. You're waiting on it to fully develop. You're waiting on reconciliation from them and having this really difficult time. Probably because you're not seeing the truth. If that's I feel like I'm talking to 2 very distinct types of people. There is someone that this message is for that is stuck on a person and they're not seeing the truth of who this really is and what this really is. And they have this idealized version of what they wish it was. And they're acting as if that is how it is. But they're clearly not seeing the behavior that would match how it is. I have a moth in here suddenly. It just flew right up to the camera lens. I don't know if you saw that or not. But this would be not seeing the truth. Judgment being behind it. Yeah, this is calling it dead and over with. I can't make that decision because I'm viewing it a whole different way than it is. I've got all this history to it. I've got all this past energy tied to it. This deep emotional connection that I feel. And I'm stuck on the past. I'm stuck in that. I'm stuck in the idea of what it used to be and what I used to think it was, and wanting the past to come back, and I'm stuck on that. I'm definitely talking to someone that's stuck on a person, and I mean the word stuck the way that it sounds. You're stuck no different than if you drove your car into the mud and your car is stuck. It's not what you think it is with this person. And I know that's hard to hear, and I hate saying it to you, but it's not my job to sugarcoat this and make it sound good, to tell you what you want to hear, to make a happy ending. It's not my job to do that. It's my job to get you the truth and to get you the message and relay it to you the way it's coming in so you can make the best decisions for yourself in your own best interest. And you can't do that if you're seeing this as something other than what it actually is. The only way to free yourself is to look at it and face the truth, accept the reality of it. You can be in denial if you want, but that's just going to keep you stuck in pain. If this is someone that I'm talking to here that has this type of a person trying to come back now and trying to reconcile, and you're torn about whether or not to do it, that's what this King of Swords is saying. Look at the facts. Look at what you already know, what you've already seen, what's already been documented, and throw the emotions entirely out the window. Notice there's not a single cup here in this shared energy. There's not a single bit of emotions here. There's physical stuff, physical opportunities that I don't want to let go of. And there's common sense and a barrier, the thing that's keeping you stuck. Like this, look at the wall that's protecting him. It sticks in the ground. Like, do you really think if I wanted to hurt him that I can't get to him and hurt him? Those sticks in the ground aren't going to stop me, or anybody for that matter. Hell, a little kid could bust through that. He's not safe, but he thinks he is because he's got his wall up. It's a security blanket, you know. It's not safety, but it is a really damn good fence that keeps him walled off away from the thing he actually wants, which is moving forward to his happiness. Holding on to this person is the same thing as voluntarily putting the chain around your ankle and chaining yourself to the wall. When I take a look at your person's energy, we get the Chariot. It's the first most important card for them. Central to their energy, Two of Wands. Final card for them, Knight of Pentacles. This one's getting to me. I need to take a break for a second. I hate it when the readings get like this, because I'm feeling so much emotions right now. It's like I'm trying hard to hold it together and not cry. And I'm not sad. It's not my energy. I'm nothing's wrong for me. I'm just feeling what this person feels like, and it's, if this is you that I'm talking about, I feel for you. I do. Person's energy, the Chariot. This is the fastest energy in the whole deck. This is Cancer's major arcana card. It's about overcoming the obstacles, having just the sheer will alone to get past all the problems and stuff that's holding me back and moving forward past all that stuff in success and victory. There is an issue of alignment with this card, and it's either the fastest energy in the deck or it's every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man, because the driver doesn't have reins. And on a standard tarot deck like this one, there's a black sphinx and a white sphinx on the card, representing that shadow side of yourself and the light side of yourself, or in this case, your person. And it's stuck like the Hanged Man if the driver isn't in alignment, because he's only using will alone to control it and steer it. And if both pieces of himself aren't pulling in the same direction, it either doesn't go anywhere or it rips itself in half as it moves forward. This is talking about overcoming something or the will to move forward very quickly. So tell me about the Chariot. Why is this the first card for Taurus's romantic person of interest? I would just be happy if, like, one time they would just give me some messages about something good going on for somebody, instead of it always being, I realize people don't come to me when everything's going great because they don't really need guidance at that point. But Lord, I would love to give some happy news for a change here. Seven of Cups. Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about the options and choices. Like, what the hell? Like, am I running away super fast and getting the hell out of Dodge and going to one of my other options that I was keeping obscured from you? Is this a choice between overcoming the shit between us, or even the shit inside of myself if I'm this person? Or there's that decision point, though, that the decision that needs made that hasn't been made at this stage. Typically, this feels like the first column is usually like stuff that's already happened, like recent past. And the farther I get over to the final column, it's becoming more and more like current energy. And at this stage, there's a misalignment for sure. And they have other options for sure and a choice to make, and they're not making it. And then I get the Hermit, the Virgo Major Arcana card. This is really feeling like I ghosted you. I got in the Chariot. I got the hell out of Dodge because I couldn't make the decision, didn't want to make the decision, and I just split and ghosted you. If it's not that, I wasn't talking to you about anything here. I was keeping it all inside myself. But there's this idea of putting in work on something in the background also not being talked about. When I clarify the Chariot, I get the Strength card, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups. Again, Leo Major Arcana card, it's 2 cards down in the overall energy. This is a difficult situation, but like I said, it's also this person trying to rein a piece of themselves in. They have these urges and desires they want to act on, and the conscience, the ability to tell right from wrong is trying to hold them back, and keep this beast at bay, not let it run off and do something stupid that would be a mistake. But this is like, do you really think the lady can hold the lion back? If the lion wants to, it can maul her and there's nothing she can do about it. It stays with her because she can keep it calm for a little while. At any point in time that changes, it's gone. And I'm clarifying the Chariot. This is a person who loses that struggle with that piece of themselves based on Queen of Wands. I see your person showing up in your side as King of Wands. Now I got their counterpart over here in their energy, Queen of Wands. That's the passion, desire, sexual energy end of things here. That's the birth of something new. That's the other person here. This is the hottest queen in the deck. This is like someone who is like very charming and good looking and sexy, and there's a lot of attraction and desire for this person. Directly across the aisle from that is happiness being tied to that, but also illumination of that, being able to see that. I don't think that happened at the beginning. I don't think you got to see it until toward the end. Four of Cups, Cancer energy. I'm not fully happy with what I have in front of me. And I'm daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that I think my happiness and fulfillment is going to come from. That's the other person that I can't quit thinking about. Like, I'm not happy with 3 cups. I'm not happy with being united. I'm thinking about this other person. Which is why the Lovers is across from it. That's the other person. It's tied to it in 2 different ways. Central to your person's energy, Taurus, is the Two of Wands. That's Aries energy of a fork in the road. It's a crossroads in their life, a crossroads in this connection with you. It's a decision point for them about what is it I really want and which path gets me there and which path am I leaving behind. Notice it's a choice about wand energy, passion, desire, sexual energy. What is it I really want? Tell me about this Two of Wands, please. Why is that central for Taurus's person? This one. This one. Felt like something flipped over in here. Really did. Guess not. Bottom of the deck. Knight of Wands. Damn, dude. It's that wishy-washy player bullshit energy. That's somebody playing 2 sides of the fence. I'm telling you everything you want to hear so I can get what I want. And I'm telling them everything I want to hear so I can get what I want. And I'm playing you both. Their choice is entirely based on wand energy. And here's the start one direction, but then I go another. Like, that's what this is about. Like, the Two of Wands is where the road forks off. And you can't go left and right at the same time. You literally have to pick a path and go down it. And this type of person starts down the path and then they change their mind and they jump to the other path and they go down it for a minute and they change their mind and they go back. So they spend more time going back and forth than they do actually making forward movement and progress on something. This is a person whose choice was not made based on love or based on common sense, is based on desire. Yeah, they had a plan. Page of Pentacles. This is news and messages and communication about a physical opportunity. There's the physical opportunity. And it's tied to player energy. This is an early stage plan, a not fully developed plan for the future, just early stages of it. Yeah, and then there's unfair, unjust crap happening because of that. Something out of balance. Yeah, definitely out of balance. Temperance is here. This is Sagittarius Major Arcana. This is like trying to temper myself or recalibrate things. This card shows up when something is really, really out of whack and it needs recalibrated. It can also be reconciliation energy because the angel is recombining the water and water represents love. So she's recombining the love here of two that's been separated into two cups, but that's not what they're doing here. This is talking about them needing to temper themselves. When I clarify the Two of Wands, I get the Judgment card, the Hanged Man, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Wands. Judgment is a final decision. I did see that here right behind the moon in the overall energy. That final decision. Are we calling this dead and over with? Or can we resurrect it and bring it back to life? They're the one that had the decision here. I felt that over here with the Emperor, the one in control. They're in control of the Ten of Cups, the two of you being together emotionally and in love. And they have a choice to make, and they make the choice based on desire. They struggle with the choice. I feel like they didn't actually choose for a minute. Hanged Man. Progress halting. Forward movement stops. No progress is being made. Dead standstill. This is stuck. It's also this person being stuck on this Queen of Wands too. Can't get Queen of Wands out of my head. Not happy that I don't have Queen of Wands and I need to make a decision because I'm stuck. Nine of Swords, Gemini energy of fear, worry, and anxiety. And thinking about something over and over with so much fear and worry that it's starting to cause a stressful situation for this person. Sleepless nights, can't concentrate on what I'm doing. This is like mental anguish. The person has their eyes covered because the situation's so bad they don't want to face it. They don't want to look at it. Not happy. I'm stuck. I don't like this. I need to make a decision. I don't want to make the decision and I keep hem-hawing around about it and going back and forth. I think I'm not making the decision because I'm still able to get something out of you and this new person right now. And why would I make the decision to cut one of you off if I'm still receiving benefits? Three of Wands, which is why I'm going to just wait. I'm just going to wait. This is like, I know what I want. It's the card after the Two of Wands that I'm clarifying. They've chosen the path. They know what they want. They've started down the path. They've started taking actions to get the thing that they want. And they fully expect that the thing they want's going to happen. It's just, this is an energy of waiting. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting to make the decision. Final card for your person is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest knight in the deck. Man, this one is just, it's getting to me, dude. This hasn't happened in a while. I swear, I used the Palo Santo, cleansed everything, cleansed myself, cleansed the decks, the table, the whole room, and it's still getting me. This is the slowest knight in the deck. It's very slow, monotonous forward movement. This would be movement that's so damn slow you can't even tell anything's moving. It can also represent a person, in this case them, that knows what they're supposed to do, but doesn't do it for some reason. Or even the opposite of that, they know what they're not supposed to do, and they do it anyway. I'm not supposed to bring another person in. I'm not supposed to be in a relationship and get fixated on this other person and stuck on this other person and thinking about this other person and then have a choice to make. And instead of making the choice to end something with you, I just play both of you. I'm not supposed to do that, and I know I'm not supposed to do that, but yeah, I'm worried about making the decision, and what if it's not better over there, and what if I'm not happy there either, and I'm just gonna wait because I have opportunity here. I don't want to let go of anything that I have. I want to keep it all for myself. That's what common sense and logic and reason is telling them. If I got you and a side piece, well, why would I get rid of one of you? Because then I would only have one of you. I got two right now. I got my cake and I'm eating it too. Like, why is the Knight of Pentacles? I can't understand people that think that way. I can't. I'd be so glad to get out of this person's energy. I'm so glad. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. This is a heavy burden being carried. It's a 10. It's the only other 10 that I hadn't seen yet. This is the completion of a heavy burden. This is the spot where they lay the burden down and move on without it. Well, they know they're supposed to do that, but they don't. They carry it forward with them. King of Pentacles. This is husband energy. This is like, it's Virgo energy or Taurus energy. This is the person that's like the committed husband energy, the person that's building their life around you or that you're building your life together with. This would be like, man, the other half of the equation that makes the 10 of Pentacles. The King and the Queen of Pentacles do that. I don't have Queen of Pentacles out here. This to me feels like I'm burdened by being husband, or I'm burdened by being in this other half of the physical connection here of building a life together. I'm burdened by that. And there's the Queen of Swords. That's the severing of the thing that's not serving me anymore. I know I should do that, but I'm not. Yeah, there's definitely Four of Wands. This is stability of the home and the family and the connection between the two of you. It's like the thing that I'm waiting on here, that's it actually arriving and materializing in the physical 3D reality. It's here and it's a celebration of it. But typically that's another indicator that the two of you had combined your lives together in some sense. Like there's at the minimum what felt like a very stable, committed connection between the two of you. And they're burdened by that and cutting it off. When I clarify that Knight of Pentacles, I get the Tower, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. It does not get any more clear than that. I'm burdened by being the other half of this physical connection, whether that's husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or just the person that I'm building my life with. However that applies for you, I'm burdened by being that. And I'm cutting it off. And then I get the Tower, the collapse of the important thing here, the relationship, the collapse of the relationship, judgment being called on it. It's dead and over with because I can't rein myself in and contain myself. And I'm left with two single energies. There's two single energies in the deck, the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, and I just got both of them. The Nine of Pentacles is single energy. This is with you or without you. I'm fine here. I don't need you to physically or financially take care of me. I got that. It's being single. It's a step back from the 10 of Pentacles, the combined together lives. This is independent. It's not always actually single. Sometimes it's a person that is in a relationship, but they present themselves in the physical world as if they're single. The Knight of Pentacles is that person who knows what they're not supposed to do and do it anyway. Nine of Cups is the other single energy. This is emotionally single. This is personal happiness and personal wish fulfillment. You got the 10 on your side. This is us together, and this is me by myself and what makes me happy, and my own happiness is more important than yours. Yeah, definitely the collapse of everything, because now I'm single. I'm not stuck anymore. And this changes everything now. Like they were burdened by being in a committed connection, and they ultimately cut it off because of that. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Taurus love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.